take the vertebrae out of your back just to fit inside of someone's ceiling. Mm-hmm. You have to stand up full and proud, stand up erect. You know what I mean?
Let's be very, very clear. It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress.
So we were sitting in the service and I leaned up toward him and I said, I've just been touched to give $1 million. So as...
River girl, you are not ready for this. Tyler Perry's name just got dragged back into the headlines, and not for a new show or movie. No ma'am, this time it's courtroom drama. And guess who's lighting that fuse again? None other than the two voices Hollywood tried to silence, Katt Williams and Terrence Howard. And let me tell you, they've been screaming this truth for years, while everyone else had blinders on.
Not to mention the world, who has mixed feelings about homosexuality and the morality of it, and whether it's something that should be applauded or whether it's something.
Long before any lawsuits were filed or stories hit the blogs, these two were already blowing the whistle. They were calling out all the shady business, sneaky deals, broken promises, and this dark, toxic underbelly that supposedly hides behind Tyler Perry's shiny, picture-perfect image.
It's kind of up to me that you could be a famous entertainer and make billions and billions of dollars, but the one thing you can't do is tell.
Now the real question is, what did they say? And why is everyone just now catching up like they didn't hear the sirens before? Well, buckle up, because the tea is boiling. Word is Katt and Terrence are about to unleash everything they've been holding in. And yes, Tyler Perry is dead center in their sights. And guess what's at the heart of it? A subject that's been hot and heavy in Hollywood for a minute. Black men being made to wear dresses in movies and TV. And Terrence is not just another bystander in this. He's saying he was right in the middle, pressured, pushed, and now ready to call it out for what he believes it really is, an agenda to emasculate black men in the name of entertainment.
The people that want that, our entire world economy is based off of the politicians and the authorities.
Rumor has it that Terrence has officially had it. He's done watching Hollywood shove this narrative down people's throats, and baby, he's spilling everything. He said they've branded him difficult to work with. Why? Just because he refused to throw on a dress and play the game. He's not just speaking for himself either. He's echoing what Dave Chappelle said, what Katt Williams said. This ain't a lone wolf howl. It's a chorus of black men saying enough is enough.
So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this.
And get this, people close to the situation say Hollywood literally iced him out for saying no, that's right, just because he didn't play along. He's been blackballed. And it's gotten so heavy that he's even thinking about leaving acting altogether. And you know what? Katt Williams is right there too, backing him up, talking again about how this is unspoken rule.
See that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career. I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress.
Now, Terrence has never been a stranger to controversy, but let's not pretend the man isn't talented. He was on Bill Maher's podcast recently, and sis, he spilled. He said he was this close to playing Smokey Robinson in a biopic. Turned it down. Why? Because he was already circling a Marvin Gaye role with Lee Daniels. And guess what? He turned that down too. He said once he learned what direction the Marvin Gaye film was taking, especially the rumors around Gaye's sex, he just couldn't do it. He said it straight. He couldn't kiss another man on screen. Said he'd rather cut his lips off.
I'm not dropping names. I'm just giving credibility to what I'm about what I'm
never
saying.
drop names.
That Marvin was gay, and Marvin was gay, and I'm like, was he gay? And Quincy's like, yes.
Oh.
He went around.
Terrence made it loud and clear. He said if he can't connect with a role, he won't fake it. And while Marvin Gaye was never officially confirmed, rumors ran wild after Quincy Jones spilled some shocking claims in a 2018 interview. Said Marvin had been romantically involved with Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor, and Jones, he went off. He said Marvin would F a mailbox. Like, what? Naturally, Terrence's comments sparked outrage online. People called him offensive, ignorant, said platforms should stop giving him a voice. And let's not forget, this is the same man who once claimed 1x1 equals 2 and said he can disprove the Pythagorean theorem. Like, what is happening? Still, he stood his ground. He said he was forced into things behind the scenes, and once he spoke up, bam, blackballed. And you want to know how that ties into Tyler Perry? Buckle in.
Filed lawsuit accuses Tyler Perry
an actor on one of the filmmaker's shows. Actor Derek Dixon has sued Perry for $260 million.
Actor Derek Dixon just filed a $260 million 0-cents lawsuit against Tyler Perry. And honey, the allegation, chillin'. Dixon claims Perry harassed and assaulted him while he was working on Perry's shows The Oval and Ruthless. And when he didn't return Perry's interest, everything went south. Career opportunities vanished, retaliation hit hard. He says Perry turned from helpful mentor to manipulative predator.
Tyler Perry has been hit with huge lawsuit from an actor by the name of Derek.
Now Perry's lawyer is saying the whole thing is a setup. Tyler won't be bullied, they said, but the allegations go deep. Dixon says Perry would flirt, promise career moves, offer roles, and when those advances were rejected, suddenly his character on The Oval was getting shot in the chest 4 times. Like, what? According to Dixon, Perry even told him if he didn't play along, the character would be written off. And what do you know? Boom, character dead. He claims Perry cornered him in a trailer afterward and groped him aggressively, not once, but twice. Even during a cast trip to the Bahamas, it got so bad that Dixon was diagnosed with PTSD, depression, and anxiety. He's now on meds just to function. And even after all that, Perry allegedly tried to lure him back in, offered to produce his pilot, losing it. But instead of helping, Dixon says he was assaulted again.
Dixon says Perry assaulted him at Perry's Atlanta home in January of 2020.
Says it gets darker. Dixon said he was constantly sick, depressed, and suffering from emotional breakdowns. He claims people close to Perry, fixers, tried to smooth things over with money, raises, and promises to buy his show. But eventually he had to get out. He left the series and moved to California, and he says he lost $400,000, 0 cents in earnings in the process. Now he's demanding $260 million, 0 cents, and a full jury trial. But girl, that's just one part of the puzzle. Back in 2023, actor Christian Keys went on IG Live and made some bold statements about being abused by a powerful Black Hollywood billionaire. He didn't name names, but come on, the internet isn't stupid. People connected the dots. Everyone assumed he was talking about, you guessed it, Tyler Perry.
$3 grand in my bank account. Who they gonna believe? Right? I got that $3 grand.
Christian Keys had worked on Perry's plays and shows, including Medea Goes to Jail and All the Queen's Men. In that Instagram Live, he said a man, a big-time figure, tried to climb into bed with him while he was sleeping off Hennessy in a guest room. Keys said he flipped out, pushed the man off, and later deleted his video after what people believe was intense pressure from powerful insiders. Now, people are pointing out the eerie similarities between Keys and Dixon's stories. Both claim they were harassed. Both say they were pressured and manipulated. Both kept quiet for a long time, and neither went to the police. Online sleuths are saying it all matches up too closely for it to be coincidence.
But all this is bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy, bro. Cause you know who else they was doing investigation on?
Let's go even deeper. Back in 2014, another name entered this twisted saga, Joshua Soule, a man who used to work closely with Tyler Perry. But when things fell apart, they really fell apart. According to court records, Perry filed a restraining order against Soule after a terrifying incident at his Atlanta studio. And this wasn't just someone showing up uninvited. No, ma'am. This man allegedly broke in by disabling the alarm, crawling through ceiling panels, and locking himself in an office. Girl, it got so bad that the entire building had to be evacuated. Police spent 4 hours trying to get him out. Total madness. Perry claimed harassment and sued Soule, asking for $100, 0 cents K, legal fees, and even counseling for him. But wait. Here's where it gets juicy. Whispers started flying that Perry and Soule had a romantic history. Yes, allegedly. When Perry tried to cut ties, Soule apparently couldn't let go. His legal team denied the entire thing, of course. But then bam, Soule hit back hard. He filed a $10 million, 0 cents lawsuit against Perry, Tyler Perry Studios, and a supervisor named Brett Hendress. In that suit, Soule dropped shocking accusations, saying he was harassed, emotionally damaged, and humiliated. He claimed he was called baby, got creepy messages, and was constantly made to feel uncomfortable. When he reported it, nothing happened. The behavior just kept going.
You know, and when I'm hearing all this noise, man, it was crazy because there were no black people on television. Before diversity became a thing, Tyler Perry was the only one out there for a long time.
And remember the Boondocks, that legendary cartoon that dragged everyone through the mud? Well, they aired an episode that fans believe was clearly making fun of Tyler Perry. It hinted at shady behind-the-scenes behavior and rumors about his alleged lifestyle. After it aired, people said Perry tried to get staff fired and even considered suing the show. He denied it, of course, but that episode, yeah, it mysteriously vanished from the airwaves, gone. People started talking even more. What was he hiding? Why so quick to shut it down? And now, with all these real-life allegations, fans are connecting the dots that the industry ignored for far too long. Remember when Spike Lee came for Tyler Perry? He criticized Perry's characters, saying they were drenched in stereotypes and lacked substance. Perry tried to brush it off, but now that silence, it's starting to look like deflection. And let's not forget Tyler's long-rumored beef with Oprah. Word on the street is that his ego has clashed with some of Hollywood's biggest forces. The bigger he got, the messier things became. And it's only now that people are starting to admit maybe those rumors weren't just rumors after all.
I still think there a lot of stuff that's on today is coonery buffoonery. And I know it's making a lot of money.
Even Spike Lee wasn't having it, who went straight for the jugular, accusing Tyler of profiting off harmful stereotypes. And while Perry has always defended his work, saying he's just telling stories his way, the critique hasn't stopped.
It's kind of up to me that you could be a famous entertainer and make billions and billions of dollars, but the one thing you can't do is tell the truth.
Now back to Katt Williams. Whew, this man never holds his tongue. For years, he's been yelling about Hollywood's gatekeepers. And when it comes to Tyler Perry, oh, he's been calling him out loud and clear. He's said more than once that Tyler didn't just grind for his empire. There were backroom deals, manipulation, and some serious power moves going on behind closed doors. People called Katt crazy. They said he was bitter, but baby, look at the pattern. The lawsuits, the NDAs, the silence from actors who once worked closely with Perry. It's giving cover-up, not coincidence. Katt wasn't rambling, he was warning us. And now, it's all coming to light. And let's circle back to Terrence Howard. This man has been at war with the system. He's not homophobic, he's made that clear, but he is calling out what he believes is manipulation and pressure tactics from powerful men who use their influence in shady ways. People laughed. They called him crazy, said he was ranting again, but look around now. Look at Terrence Howard, look at Christian Keys, look at Derek Dixon, look at the lawsuits. Was Katt crazy or was he just early? And now it's all blowing up. The big question people are asking is this: can Tyler Perry survive this storm? He's been so good at dodging damage before, but this time the smoke is too thick. Too many voices, too many allegations, too many people finally choosing to speak rather than stay silent. And if those Diddy tapes do exist and Tyler's in them, ooh, that's a wrap. What's wild is that even now, people in the industry are still trying to protect him. They're tiptoeing around his name, hoping it'll blow over. But this ain't going away. The energy is shifted. The internet doesn't forget. And Black Hollywood is watching, because if someone like Tyler Perry, who claimed to be a voice for the voiceless, is exposed for hurting the very people he built his empire with, that would be the biggest betrayal of all. Let's be clear though, this isn't about who he loves. This isn't about sexuality. People don't care about that. It's 2025, be who you are. But when power, manipulation, and abuse are involved, when careers are dangled like bait, when trauma is ignored or hidden under piles of NDAs, that's when it becomes everyone's business. So here we are, the empire's shaking, people are finally talking, and the silence that once protected him, it's starting to sound like a scream. Katt Williams warned us, Terrence Howard stood firm, and now that the truth is oozing out piece by piece, we have to ask ourselves, what else is hiding in plain sight? Because baby, in Hollywood, what's whispered in shadows eventually hits the spotlight, and when it does, everything changes. That's it for today's scoop, but honey, this story isn't over, not by a long shot. We'll be watching, we'll be listening, and we'll be ready when the next bomb drops. Until then, stay woke, stay loud, and don't let anyone dim your truth. Goodbye.